This girl gives me one slap on my face. She gave me that slap. My automatic reaction was to tackle this bitch. Hey goodies, welcome back to my channel. It's your good girl Adore. I've decided that I will be doing a story time each month, once a month. I really want to do a variety of things on my channel. Like I've been saying from the beginning, I don't want my channel to just be strictly story times. I really want to expand my channel and just do a variety of things. Majority of my goodies usually watch my videos to see my story times, but goodies, you have to understand, the girl, I have to mix it up. Like I have to mix it up. I can't be doing the same things all the time. Then it becomes very repetitive, and I do not want to have a very repetitive channel. Sitting here doing story times all the time, it's eventually gonna get really boring, and I'm one of those people, I don't like to do the same thing all the time. So each month, so for my goodies that strictly just watch my story times, you guys will be getting one each month. Times it's not like I'm not doing story times, it's just I'm going to limit it to once a month. So today I've decided to tell you guys a story time because I feel like I haven't gave y'all a story time in a whole month. So I can't do that to y'all. I can't be so wicked to my goodies. Today's story time is going to be about the time this girl I was friends with had the nerve to fight me over a nigga. When I tell you, this situation was so ratchet and sad, I was even put in a situation like this was just, it was just so out of my character. Get into this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do not forget to turn on your post notifications so you guys are notified when your good girl posts. Also, do not forget to follow me on all my social medias. That is my Instagram and my Twitter. Make sure y'all follow me on those because your girl's lit, period. So yeah guys, let's jump into this video. This happened when I was, I think, 14. Yeah, I was 14. Friends with this one girl that lived in the same neighborhood as me. Actually, she lived in the same complex as me because we lived in townhouses, and she actually lived in the complex, in the townhouses in the next complex next to mine. I'm friends with this girl, we were real cool, like we became really close. But as time went on, this girl was fake. I realized she really wasn't my friend. Like, I don't know what it is, guys. I don't know what it was with me growing up. Like, I always had to deal with fake ass bitches in my life. Like, I could never, like, I've had very genuine friends, yes, but in between those genuine friends, I had to deal with a lot of witches in my life. It's definitely one of them. As much as I thought me and this girl were cool, I started noticing a lot of stuff with her. I'm a kind-hearted person. I still always give people the benefit of the doubt. So regardless of the stuff she's done to me, I was still cool with this girl. Another reason I stayed friends with this girl also is because I felt really bad for her. Like, I used to feel a lot of sympathy towards her because her living situation was horrible. Like, she lived with her mother and her stepfather. Her stepfather must have been one of the most frightening people I ever met in my life. Like, the man was scary as hell. Have this like big ass bump on his face, and like he was frightening, okay? And on top of him being frightening, he was very abusive towards her. He would never let her like go outside. Like, once he got home, she was not allowed to come outside. She wasn't allowed to hang out with nobody. She wasn't allowed to go nowhere. All he ever wanted her to do was stay in the house and take care of her two siblings. The time she did get to go out and be free and do stuff, she would do all types of nasty shit. Like, the girl was a freak. Like, she would go around, mess around with the boys in the neighborhood. Like, she used to do all kinds of stuff when she did get the chance to. Me being a good friend, I wanted her to do better. I wanted to see her do better. So I decided, why not hook her up with one of the boys that were in my youth group. So there was this one boy in my youth group. We're gonna call him girl Annie. That's gonna be her name because it's close to her name, sort of. Like, the first 3 initials, yeah. O was in my youth group. I knew O for like 2 years at this time. Yeah, it was 2 years knowing him. So I knew O pretty well. The year before, he did date one of the girls that were in the youth group, but that didn't work out because we were in the youth group. Like, we weren't supposed to be dating. Plus, her mother was a member of the church. Like, she literally worked in the church, so she was not having it at all. So they had to break up. I knew he was single and disengaged, so I told him I had this friend. Before I told him about her, I also told her that I know this guy in my youth group that I think you would really like. And I also showed her some pictures, some of his Facebook pictures, and she really liked him. She thought he was cute because he was a cute boy. Like, the boy was cute. Brown skinned chocolate boy, and he used to have these beautiful hazel eyes. Like, the boy's eyes, I think it was his eyes that really made it for him, because when I look back at it, like, he wasn't like the cutest of guys, but his eyes were just like, they were everything. Okay, showed her him and she really liked him. So that's when I went up to him and was like, oh, I have this friend that, you know, I think you guys would look cute together and you guys should start talking. I gave him her Facebook and she added him on Facebook, and from that day forward they started talking. Okay, went well. They were talking, they were communicating, you know, they planned to like meet up and stuff, but because of her situation, her living situation, she could never like actually meet up with him. Months passed now. They've been talking for a while, and O is getting very anxious. He wants to see Annie. Like, he's been talking to this girl for the longest. He wants to see what she looks like in person. But like I said, because of how her stepfather and her mother was, she would never have a chance to actually like go out and meet up with him. So me being the good friend that I was, you know what? Since she lives close to me, I'm gonna set something up where I'm gonna convince him to come all the way to where we live and make him meet her by where we are, by one of the parks near our house. I ended up having to convince him because at the time we were 14. Like, we didn't have no car. Bus was our only transportation, and we lived in Toronto. And if you guys know Toronto, like, Toronto's pretty big, and all lived in the west, okay, and we lived in east, almost Scarborough. If you are from the GTA area, you know that taking the bus from the west end to Scarborough is a good 2-hour bus ride. Okay, so I really had to like convince him to like use his little TTC bus fare and come all the way to the east end just to see this girl. That's how good of a friend I was to this girl. Okay, so I convinced him to come. So I set up a date for them to meet up. So I told her what the plan was. I told him what the plan was. So the day finally arrives where he's supposed to come down to meet up with her. So since I had his number, I was like, you know what, text me when you reach on this bus, and let me know like when you're almost here, because the bus stop near our house was like up a hill that you had to walk to go to the bus stop. So I told him to let me know when he's like 10 minutes away, so I could have enough time to walk up the hill and meet him at the bus stop. He texts me, tells me, oh, he's almost 10 minutes away, and I end up walking to the bus stop. And when I think about it, I was doing too much. Like, I was really doing too much for this girl to end up fighting me. But anywho, I ended up walking to the bus stop and I met him there. So we walk back down the hill and we go to the park in our neighborhood. I'm texting her while we're walking. I'm texting her and I'm telling her like, oh, he's here, like, come to the park. So when I'm texting her to come to the park, she's like, oh shit, like, my stepfather just came home. I'm like, girl, what do you mean your stepfather just came home? I thought they're staying out. Us setting up that for that specific day was because she knew that her stepfather was gonna go. He was going out that day. So she would have enough time to, like, you know, hang out with in time before he came. Telling me, oh, her stepfather just came and she can't come to the park. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what am I supposed to tell this nigga right here? Like, he came all the way here from the west, and this girl's talking about her stepfather is here. I'm here trying to stall him, and I'm telling him like, oh, her stepfather came or whatever. So the way her townhouse was set up, it was like the back of her house was facing like this basketball court that we used to have in our complex. We would hang out in that same basketball court. So I ended up bringing O to the basketball court so she would see him and see like he wants to see her. So I brought him to the basketball court and I texted her. I'm like, girl, I'm outside, like, look. So she comes to the window and she sees him. So I'm like, girl, you better come downstairs and like say something to him. Like, even if you can't come outside, like, you have to say something to him. Like, you've been talking to this guy, you have to say something to him. To like the backyard, and she like peeps out for a little bit and she's acting all nervous. After all of that, this girl had the nerve to be nervous, acting shy, like she didn't want to talk to this guy. I've been talking to this boy for a whole month. Like, come on, stop the childish games. Like, just come outside and say hi to the guy. So she finally comes outside for a little bit and she says hi to him and he says hi back. So it was kind of just awkward. Like, it was not given what it's supposed to give. Like, I thought that once they saw each other, it would have been like automatic connection, but it was nothing like that. I talked to him, he didn't really say much, and on top of that, like, she really couldn't come outside. Like, she had to basically like sneak outside and then go run back into the house because her stepfather is there. I'm still stalling him, hoping that her stepfather would finally leave, because it's like, girl, like, this guy really came out here for you and you're not even able to come outside. I stalled him for like 30 minutes or so, but obviously her stepfather was not planning on leaving with his ugly ass. O was like, you know, I have to go home, you know, like, oh, you know, we have church tomorrow. So I was like, yeah, I know. So he basically had to leave. Like, it was time for him to go. He came all the way here for nothing, because it's not even like he could talk to the girl that he's been talking to for a whole month because her stepfather's there. Yeah, I just said, you know what, I have to go. So because I felt bad, I ended up walking him back to the bus stop and waiting with him until, you know, the bus came. So we're walking to the bus stop or whatever, and we finally reached the bus stop. So tell me how, once we get to the bus stop, this nigga had the nerve to put his lips on me. And I tell you, I was shook. Like, my face, only if I could take a picture of how my face looked. Like, what? Like, hold up. Where is this coming from? I was so shocked, guys. And you know what this guy had the nerve to tell me? It was me that he wanted all this time. So in my head, I'm like, wait, what? Like I told y'all, he used to date one of the girls in the youth group I was cool with. And on top of that, at the time, I was dating his friend. Like, he was my little boyfriend. When I look back at it, it wasn't like no serious relationship, but he was like my little boyfriend or whatever in the church. Like, this is real messy. Like, you kissing your homeboy's girl, like, this is too much. And I thought, like, you were talking to Annie, like, what is going on? Like, this is too much. I'm here shocked. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm telling him, like, what do you mean it's me that you've wanted all this time? He's telling me, like, he's literally confessing all his love that he had for me for all this time. Here, like, what is going on? Like, my mind is just not even there at this point, because I'm so shocked. The whole time when I'm here trying to hook up this man with my friend, it was me that he was lusting after all this time. So the bus finally comes and he ends up going on the bus or whatever. So I'm here walking back to my house. My mind is all over the place because I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I can't believe this just happened. While I'm walking home, I get a text from O. This guy is texting me, telling me how he's so happy he finally got the chance to do that to me. He's been wanting to kiss me for the longest, how he wanted to tell me how he really felt for the longest, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, this was not supposed to happen. I finally get home. I tell Annie that, you know, he finally, like, he's on his way home or whatever. But in my head, I'm like, girl, like, this boy just put me in a sticky situation. Like, I can't even tell my friend that the guy that she's been talking to really likes me, and he been wanting me all this time. At the end of the day, I don't want to hurt my friend's feelings, and also I don't want to, like, I just didn't want to cause no mix-up. So I just kept my mouth hush-hush after that day. Like, I did not say anything. I just minded my business. And after that day, like, when I would see him at church or in the youth group, like, it was just so awkward. And he would always be, like, staring at me and stuff. And then he would text me sometimes. It was just too much. Like, I was just put in a horrible situation. After that time, probably like a week or so goes by, Annie ends up telling me, oh, have you heard from O? And I'm like, no, why? And she's like, oh, he hasn't been answering my messages. And I'm like, really? In my head, I know damn well why he's not answering her message, because the boy really want me. I couldn't outright tell my friend that because that's just mix up. So I'm like, why? Like, what did you say to him? Blah 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 blah. Like, I'm asking her, like, what's going on? And she's like, I don't know, he hasn't really been talking to me from the time he came here. And I'm just here, like, in my head, like, damn, like, only if this girl knew. Like I said, like, maybe I was a bad friend for that. Like, y'all let me know if that's wicked of me, but if you were put in a sticky situation like that, you would probably keep it a secret too, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to hurt my friend's feelings, and I know she goes through a lot already. I was just not up for all the drama, so I just wanted to like just keep the peace. So I honestly just kept my mouth shut. So probably like, let's say 3 weeks went by. Going to Annie's house, and I think we were with 2 other people. No, we were like 3 people. So we were with this other girl that we were cool with in the neighborhood, and 2 guys that lived in the neighborhood also that we were cool with. Like, they were just strictly friends. So we weren't supposed to be up in her house because with her stepfather, like, we didn't know when he was pulling up, but we were chilling in the house for a little bit. So I'm there chilling or whatever. I don't even know what I was doing, but I was chilling. I was like sitting on the floor or something, and I was talking to one of the guys that were there. So I used to always let my friends use my phone because I used to have a plan. Like, remember back in the day, like those plans where after a certain time, or it was free all weekend, like free texting all weekend, talking text free all weekend, and after a certain time it was free. So because it was a weekend, I think my phone was like free to use. I used to always let my friends use my phone or whatever. So I end up handing my phone to Annie because she wanted to use it. And I was like, okay, bet, here. I know she was like texting somebody on my phone. I'm like, I wonder who she's texting. So I'm there minding my business. I'm here sitting on the floor talking to this person. Then I wanted to use my phone because, like, it's my phone. Like, I want to use my phone. I started noticing, like, she started getting an attitude with me. And I'm like, girl, like, what's the attitude for? Like, Annie, like, can you give me my phone, please? Like, I want to use my phone. This girl gets up off the chair, walks towards me, sitting on the floor. This girl walks up to me. And you know what this dirty gal had the nerve to do? This girl gives me one slap on my face. My mind went completely blank. She gave me that slap. My automatic reaction was to tackle this bitch. So I tackled this girl to the ground. I started punching her in her face, and I started tearing out her little ponytail that she had in blank. Like, I blacked out on her. What was that for? Like, how you gonna slap me for my phone? Who does that? Who does that? The guys that were there, they have to literally pull us apart, like take me off of her and calm me down. So they push me like onto the couch and tell me to like calm down, like calm down. Off, like, how could she stab you? Why you never told me that I really liked you? I'm like, what are you talking about? Text messages. I see his text messages. Oh, I guess while she had my phone that time, she was pretending to be me talking to O, saying all his feelings through text. Because this whole time he's thinking it's me that's texting him back. She ended up finding out that he really liked me. It was me that he wanted all this time. That triggered her, and that's why she decided to slap me. But at the end of the day, if I'm supposed to be your friend, how are you gonna fight me over a nigga? A nigga that's not really yours, cause y'all didn't even meet fully in real life. Like, you literally just said hi to this guy, and you're gonna literally fight me over him? Like, really? Grab my phone, and I cut and I start cussing her outside. And I start telling her how, yeah, that's why O wants me. I can't believe I was even partaking in these ratchet activities. But you know, once you put your hands on me, all bets are off. So I started saying all types of stuff to hurt her feelings.
He never wanted you. He never wanted your ugly ass.
I started cussing the girl. I started telling her all types of things. And I know she felt it. And I just went to my yard because I'm like, I can't bother with these people. I'm like, that's why I should cut your ass off from a long time. Because when I tell you, from time I was supposed to cut this girl off, I don't even know why I was even hanging out with her to begin with. But like I said, I was really naive. When I call you my friend, I take that word seriously. Like, I don't play about my friendship. Really your friend. So the fact that I did so much for this girl, I even went on my way trying to find her somebody, and she's gonna literally fight me over a boy. Like, it was just like, damn, like, you was never my friend to begin with. So I go to my house and I'm like crying because I'm emotional. Like, how can my friend literally fight me over a dude? It's hurtful to find out that the guy that you like is really likes your friend. But it's not like I was getting with him. It wasn't like he was like I was messing with him on the side. Like, it was nothing like that. I get home, I'm crying, I'm all emotional, and my mom's like, what the hell happened? Like, what's going on? I was like, Annie ended up putting her hands and she fought me. Like, I'm bawling to my mom, telling her what happened. What? She's like,
that's why I'm telling you to cut that girl off from a long time. You shouldn't have been there in the first place.
My mom started cussing. You know how Caribbean parents go on? Because my mom been telling me to, like, cut this girl off for the longest of times. True say, my head's hard and I don't like to listen. That's what my ass get, because my mom been telling me. And like I said, who can't hear must feel. So my mom ends up going. She's like, you know what? Let's go to her house. So we go to Annie's house. We go back to Annie's house. And my mom ends up cussing off Annie. She's like, how could you put your hands on somebody that you call your friend over a boy? Like, are you serious? My mom was just so disgusted in her, and she was like, that's why I told Asha to cut you off from a long time. Yeah, after that day, I cut Annie off. Not fully. I was cordial with her after that, but like how we were before, it wasn't like that ever again. Because once you put your hands on me, it's a wrap. Like, I don't know how girls could be friends with people that they put their hands on, but not me. Once I put my hands, once it becomes a physical thing, there's no coming back from that story. Like, I couldn't believe I was even involved in such effery, but that's what happens when you're friends with fake ass bitches. And the joke of it all, still loved me off. He still loved me off, because I did tell him what happened. I told him how the girl fought me over him, and all they did was laugh, like most niggas would do. Like, they laugh at stuff like that. But the man still loved me off, so I'm in the business. Yeah, guys, that's the end of my story times. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and do not forget to follow me on all my social medias. I will see you in my next one. Stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.